In front of an audience of firefighters, township trustees, and community residents, Hillsborough Fire Chief Jerry Powell submitted his resignation Monday during a meeting of the Hillsborough City Council. The chief said the Hillsborough administration's reduction of his department to 12 members led him to submit his notice to retire because the layoffs of 26 volunteers and part-time firefighters had created a safety issue. Powell was wearing his bunker gear, saying that he had just come from a fire on the south side of Hillsborough, and former Hillsborough Fire and Rescue volunteers, who are now working with other departments, turned out to mutual aid to assist those in, quote, the brotherhood.
Current staffing reductions and budget restrictions create safety issues I am unable to resolve. I pray for a resolution that will allow the department to safely and effectively serve the community. And I will always be grateful for having been allowed into the brother and sisterhood of firefighters and police. Thank you.
Is misplaced. This is the only city I've ever seen of a fire department that a chief gets letters where he's restricted from putting input or being on a board or on a council to negotiate fire stuff. So I don't understand why that the fire department is being alienated from coming up with a solution. But now we're almost too far because we made everybody so mad and everybody's running paying $100 a person when it could have been done a lot cheaper and everybody would have benefited. Second of all, one more comment. Second of all, we talk about money and fiscal problems, but yet we grow administration, we give raises to new hirees, and create positions. We hire in one department and lay off in the other. And we have no back resources to come in and help us now. None. So what I will say, when it's your family in a fire or something and there is nobody to respond, it will not be the fault of the fire department. So I want everybody to understand, it's not because we won't want to come or we can't. If we're not here, we can't come.
It is a fiscal band-aid at this point to address a revenue hemorrhage that has to be addressed. Fiscally, we can't squeeze any more money out of the stone we call a budget. And if the revenue stream diminishes, then the size of our service area in the department will have to diminish with it. There aren't any other options. There are two variables in the equation that we haven't worked out yet. One, are townships involved? And if so, at what rate? And until I have that information, I can't construct what I would consider an accurate budget and a subsequent operating format for the Hillsborough Fire Department until I have those answers. But I'm hopeful that those answers will be forthcoming in these townships.
And further negotiating with they kept saying with the townships. I only know one township that negotiated right now, and that's with Liberty. And I don't think that's fair either. Negotiate one township and the three more options. They just want to talk to one township. So I guess I'd like to know why on that part.
We're more than happy to talk to you at any time. Just contact us and say, hey, look, we want to discuss it. It just happens to be that we're talking Liberty right now, just like we have talked to your township separately.
Liberty is really the linchpin to it all. If we're not able to put a deal together with Liberty, none of the rest matters. At least that's been my feeling.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, no, I'm saying because they're the largest township, they're geographically and logistically, if you're going to put a deal together, you need to put Liberty together, and then the others, we assumed, would kind of fall into place.
Yeah, but that ain't fair to those townships.
But I've also found that talking to the townships en masse did not seem to work. And the only reason that it came down to Liberty was because they happened to finally have that township meeting. There was some kind of suggestions as to whether or not we wanted to talk. I said yes. They wanted to talk, and so it made sense to talk to them and then see if we could make a branch out from there. It just seemed like we were at the 12th hour, and I'm trying to solve this problem.
The district was an alternative solution to the impasse on those long-term contract rates. And that's why we shifted to that mode. And then we started reaching impasse on creating the Fire District 2 for similar reasons along long-term contract rates. And I think there's a solution, but we're really going to have to look at the economics.
I am working really diligently. This is not fun for me either. I'm not a well-loved man right now in certain circles, and I'm trying to work this out very diligently. I would love to be able to pick up the phone and say, gentlemen, we've got a resolution to this, and I'm working toward that. But we're not going to work it out, and I'm not going to let him continue to keep talking in here while we're in the middle of negotiations and trying to get this stuff worked out. But I assure you, we're trying to get it worked out.
Hastings will host a public briefing on the ongoing township negotiations Wednesday at 6 p.m. at Southern State Community College.